Very good afternoon from the Stade de la Mosson in rainy Montpellier, where we are about 10 minutes away from kick-off in the first Ligue 1 game this afternoon. Montpellier against Stade Rennais. Looks like the rain has died down, thankfully, ahead of kick-off here. What is a very important game for these two teams. Montpellier, of course, have had a fantastic start to the season, and a win here today will lift them up into second place in the table, at least for a couple of hours before Lille play Nice later in the day. Other results this weekend: Lyon beating Saint-Etienne in the big Rhône-Alpes derby on Friday evening with a Jason Denayer goal. Edinson Cavani's 9th of the season, giving Paris Saint-Germain a 1-0 win over Toulouse. A first win for Thierry Henry with Monaco. Radamel Falcao's free kick securing a 1-0 win at Caen. 0-0 between Dijon and Bordeaux. Nantes scrambling a point in their derby against Angers, among the other games as well. Paris Saint-Germain with maximum points still after 14 games, 42 points. Lyon second on 27, but Lille on 26 and Montpellier on 25. Play today. Rennes currently 14th in the table on 16 points, but if they win this one today, they will rocket up into 9th position. Guingamp 3 points adrift now of Monaco at the bottom of the table. So what can we expect from Montpellier today? The 41-year-old Vitorino Hilton captaining the home team, the veteran of the 2012 title-winning side, in the heart of a 5-man Montpellier defence, as Michel Derzakarian's team look to get back to winning ways. They were beaten 1-0 away at Angers in their last outing. Very important game this then for them today. Montpellier haven't lost a home league game since the opening weekend of the season, when they suffered a shock 2-1 defeat at the hands of Dijon here. That back on the 11th of August, 3.5 months ago. Florent Mollet has been one of their star performers this season. He turned at 27 on Monday. Look out for him behind the front two of Gaëtan Laborde and Andy Delors. A very impressive performer since his €2.6 million arrival from relegated Metz in the summer. Montpellier had been on a long unbeaten run in the league before losing at Angers in their last outing. An 11-game unbeaten streak coming to an end. Michel Derzakarian makes 2 changes to his starting lineup from the Angers game before the international break. Nicolas Kotza and Paul Lannes dropped to the bench, and coming back in, Pedro Mendes, the Portuguese defender, is available again after suspension. He faces his former club today in that 3-man central defence, and the Cameroon international Ambroise Oyongo is fit again after a knee problem. He will play at left back. Florent Mollet just in front of Elias Skiri, the Tunisian international, and Damien Le Tallec in midfield, and that front pairing of Gaëtan Laborde and Andy Delors. 2 summer signings, very impressive for Montpellier this season. 11 goals between them. Laborde has scored 5 of his 6 goals here at the Stade de la Mosson. Rennes, the visitors this afternoon. The team from Brittany enduring a bit of an underwhelming campaign after a very impressive last season under Sabri Lamouchi, following his appointment about this time of the campaign in November of last year. The signing of Clément Grenier in the summer has perhaps not had the desired effect. The Algerian international Rami Bensebaini lines up in the Rennes defence today against his former club. He represented Montpellier in the 2015-16 season before moving to Brittany. He is now in his 3rd campaign as a Rennes player. Hatem Ben Arfa was signed by Rennes in September, still yet to really see anything like the best of him. Former Paris Saint-Germain star, whose career stalled in the capital, is nevertheless back in the Rennes lineup today, having been on the bench for the draw against Nantes in the derby a couple of weeks ago. It's his first start in the league game in a month today, as Rennes look to get themselves back on track. Their recent form not great. They were held by Nantes in their last outing. That not really a bad result as such. but in general, recent form has been patchy at best. Sabri Lamouchi makes 3 changes to the team following the draw against Nantes. Mehdi Zefan, Jakob Johansson and Adrien Hunou dropped to the bench today. Expect to see a back 4. Edson Mecher, the Mozambique international, is back in central defence. There is a recall for Benjamin Bourigeaud, who could play in a 3 in central midfield, with he and Benjamin André, the skipper, in front of Clément Grenier. And Hatem Ben Arfa restored to the team. Expect him to team up with Roman Del Castillo and Ismail Assar in the attack. And that's how we expect Rennes to play today, something like a 4-3-3 formation. They won here last season. Can they do it again? Montpellier has been a very difficult place for away teams to come this season. Can Hatem Ben Arfa unlock the stingy Montpellier backline today? We are just a few minutes away from kick-off then. This Sunday afternoon encounter down in the south of France. Meeting of old friends. Pedro Mendes coming up against his old team today. Former Rennes player Rami Bensebaini in the Montpellier ranks. In the Rennes ranks, I should say, another former player facing his old club today. Started out in the French game at Montpellier. Back on familiar territory then today. And a small band of travelling supporters have made the trip. It's a long way down from Rennes in Brittany, in the west of the country, here to Montpellier, very close to the Mediterranean coast, between Marseille and the Spanish border. Stade de la Mosson not full today. It was full the last time that Montpellier played here, when they got a very impressive 3-0 victory against a Marseille team in some disarray, in fairness. Quite the same atmosphere inside the ground today for the visit of a Rennes team who won 1-0 when they came here last. That was in October of 2017, when Thomas Brandon got the only goal of the game for a Rennes team in the final days of Christian Gourcuff's spell in charge. Michel Derzakarian, the Montpellier coach, formerly with Nantes, of course. Nantes, the great rivals of Stade Rennais. Michel Derzakarian doing a fine job here in charge of Montpellier, but they were beaten at Angers in their last game before the international break. Derzakarian makes 2 changes from that game. Pedro Mendes and Ambroise Oyongo return from suspension and injury respectively. They come into the 5-man defence as Nicolas Kotza and Paul Lannes drop to the bench. Gaëtan Laborde and Andy Delors have struck up a very fruitful partnership this season in attack. 11 goals between them, and Laborde has scored 5 of his 6 goals here at the Stade de la Mosson. The referee for today's game is Jérôme Brizard. And, the 32-year-old whistler, ably assisted by the video assistant referees, of course, which we have in the French game this season. There's Michel Derzakarian, wrapped up warm with his scarf, and Sabri Lamouchi as well. Just celebrated a year in charge of Rennes, but after a very impressive last season when he led them to European qualification, their form this season has been patchy. They drew with Nantes in the last game before the international break. Lamouchi makes 3 changes from that game. Edson Mecher comes into the defence. Benjamin Bourigeaud is recalled in midfield, and Hatem Ben Arfa comes back into the starting lineup as well, and he could play through the middle of the attack, flanked by Ismaïla Sarr, the Senegal international, and Romain Del Castillo. So we're just about ready to go here then, and a key game this for both teams. Rennes, of course, not having a brilliant start to the season, currently languishing in the bottom half of the table, but a victory here will lift them up into the top half and will give them a big boost ahead of a very important run of games between now and the winter break. The sun is shining over the Stade de la Mosson. And Montpellier have been excellent this season. This is an opportunity for Montpellier to climb back up into second place in the table, provisionally at least, if they can get the better of Rennes here today. And Michel Delzacarion's Montpellier side have enjoyed some excellent results here this season, but they're on the rebound from a surprise defeat away at Angers in the last game before the international break. Mid-table Rennes with Hatem Ben Arfa back in the starting lineup today. Ben Arfa controlling that headed pass from Ismaïla Sarr with his arm. Montpellier have not lost at this ground since the opening weekend of the season when Dijon beat them 2-1. They went 11 games unbeaten in the league after that, before a 1-0 defeat away at Angers last time out. And they've had a couple of weeks to stew on that result, that setback over the international break. Period in which the French national team, the world champions, missed out on a place in the final four of the new UEFA Nations League, losing to the Netherlands in Rotterdam before the Dutch then got the result they needed away to Germany to pinch top spot in their group from Didier Deschamps' side. Some closely fought encounters between these teams here in recent seasons. Rennes won here by 0-0 last season. That was in October of 2017, just before Christian Gourcuff departed the club, with Sabri Lamouchi then coming in to take charge and lift an underperforming team up into a European place at the end of the campaign. Lamouchi has been under some pressure. The same can't be said of Michel Delzacarion, who's done a fine job as coach of Montpellier. Top half place last season, and well on course to better that this time around, looking like genuine contenders for a European place at the moment, with Marseille's form very patchy, with Monaco struggling down towards the bottom of the table. Could be an opportunity this season for a team like Montpellier to sneak into the top 4 or 5. Here's Daniel Congre. All forward looking for Gaëtan Laborde. Well worth keeping an eye on Montpellier's front two today. Laborde and Delors, that's Ambroise Oyongo. Away by Amari Traoré. And Congre heading it back to Benjamin Lecomte. Congre again. Looking for the head of Andy Delors, and Delors has caught Damian da Silva. That will be a free kick given against Delors. Grenier. Bourigeaud. Picked up by Mendes, back to Lecomte again. Bourigeaud once more. Infield to Clément Grenier. To Silva. Here's Amari Traoré. Early possession for the away team. Mesher happy to go back the way to Tomáš Kubek. Sliced kick by the Rennes goalkeeper. Clément Grenier. Now with Ben Sebaini. Del Castillo. It's well played infield to Andre. And Rennes now using Traoré coming forward down the right. Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa might fancy a shot here. It's taken a deflection and it's gone in. It's a tremendous start to the game for Rennes and a goal for Hatem Ben Arfa. He'll certainly claim it. Sabri Lamouchi's team in front, and Ben Arfa just found enough space to get the shot away. It almost certainly would not have gone in without that big deflection of Pedro Mendes here. That is what beat Benjamin Lecomte. And Ben Arfa gets his second Ligue 1 goal since signing for Rennes at the start of the campaign. Well, not the start to the game that we expected today, given Montpellier's record at home, and in fact they have a very mean defence as well. That could make things very interesting indeed. I imagine that will go down as a Ben Arfa goal, but no question that took a decisive touch of Mendes on its way through. Oyongo. Congré, Lecomte under a bit of pressure. Florent Mollet. Just about the first touch for Mollet in this game, and free kick given away by Laborde. Much question about that one. Let's see the goal again. Amari Traoré coming forward down the right-hand side. His attempted cross, taking a touch off Oyongo. It fell kindly for Ben Arfa. 25 yards from goal there. And it took a crucial deflection on its way through. His only other goal in Ligue 1 this season, coming in Rennes' 2-1 win at Monaco at the beginning of last month. And that was at a point when he seemed to be really progressing, finding his form again. He played well a couple of weeks later in a 1-1 draw away to Saint-Etienne. But he's tailed off a bit since then. Mollet once more. Header away was by Mesher. That's a bit better from Montpellier, and it's roused the home supporters for the first time today. Mollet. Laborde and Delors waiting in the middle. Lecomte playing the role of sweeper. Andre leaves it for Ismail Assar. Back to Andre once again. Cross from Andre, looking for the run into the penalty box by Del Castillo. Benjamin Bourigeaud will let that run behind for a throw. Michel Zakarian will not be happy with Montpellier's start to the game. Certainly not like them to concede an early goal like that here. They've been so impressive defensively. Haven't conceded a goal in any of their last 4 home league games. Wins against Nice, the derby against Nîmes, against Bordeaux and against Marseille. In the midst of that, there was a heavy 3-0 defeat here against Nantes in the Coupe de la Ligue at the end of last month. Nantes team finding form again themselves under their new coach, Vahid Halilhodžić. Leconte's giving it to Congré. Will sit back here. The onus on the home team to create, with Rennes taking the lead in the 5th minute. Hatem Ben Arfa's goal via a big deflection. Hilton, the Brazilian. Now it's with Delors. Delors' low ball into the box, deflected behind by Rami Bensebaini. Touched on by Laborde for his strike partner. Good defending from the Algerian. Opportunity then for the big boys to come up from the back here. Moulay to deliver. Headed away at the near post. And again by Mecher. Helped on by Andre. And Rennes on the break here. Sarr's got pace. Nearly in. Away from Oyongo. It's good covering from Leconte. Well, that is the type of threat that Ismail Assar poses to the opposition. He's quick, he's skillful. And Rennes on the counter-attack, looking to utilise his pace here. Sarr just about away from Oyongo. Credit in the end to the Cameroonian defender, who did enough. Sabri Lamouchi has come under pressure already this season. There's been talk that Rennes have been eyeing up potential replacements for him. Rémi Garde, one such name, who was being touted at one point. Former Olympique Lyonnais coach who went away to work in MLS. Here's Ben Arfa. Bensebaini, and worth pointing out that Rennes appear to have matched Montpellier's formation today, playing with 3-man central defence, and Bensebaini tucked in alongside Mecher and Da Silva, and Del Castillo and Traoré appearing to be wing-backs. Grenier anchoring the midfield, and further forward Ben Arfa playing off Ismail Assar. Here's Amari Traoré, Bourigeaud. Ben Arfa again. Del Castillo's cross is overhit. Bourigeaud might keep this alive. Not quite. Benjamin Bourigeaud recalled to the team today. He's been excellent since joining Rennes from Racing Club de Lens. But a bit of a tail-off in form in the early weeks of this season, if the truth be told, and Rennes struggling to cope with the demands of domestic football as well as a European campaign. Grenier somewhat rushed that ball forward towards Sarr. Rennais, former France international playmaker, a summer signing from Rennes' Brittany rivals Guingamp. Del Castillo tracking back and has more defensive responsibilities today in what looks like a left wing-back role. Mollet, Skiri, the Tunisian international. Mollet again. Ball in from the right, it's a poor delivery. Cut out by Bensebaini. Ruben Aguilar not happy with himself. Not able to get any elevation on that ball. He will take the throw. Skiri among the players in the middle. Laid back towards Mollet. And an important interception that from Bourigeaud. Bensebaini it was who got his head to that ball initially. Andy Delors. Da Silva had a good grasp on his shirt. Skiri. Aguilar back inside to Pedro Mendes. Montpellier with slightly more of the possession in the first 15 minutes here, but they trail by a goal to nil. Hilton, 41-year-old captain of the home team. Oyongo. Mollet. Oyongo again. Was Oyongo back in the side today. Sabri Lamouchi urging his defence to be wary. A free kick given against Sarr. Lovely skill from Benjamin Andre, wasn't it? About that, not somebody you associate with spectacular pieces of skill. He's a fairly understated player, Benjamin Andre, but such a consistent performer in this Rennes team. That's why he has the captain's armband. Mollet's free kick is a fine delivery, and it's been headed in. The offside flag did come up early, though, and the celebrations are cut short. Well, whistles from the Montpellier fans. A superb delivery from Mollet. It was just asking to be headed into the net. Thomas Kobeck in the Rennes goal was well beaten. And the referee, Monsieur Brizard, in discussions with the video assistant referees. Already seen a couple of instances this weekend in Ligue 1 of goals being disallowed after VAR review. On this occasion, the goal was ruled out by the assistant initially, and that decision stands. Ismail Assar caught. Well, that's a familiar sight in Ligue 1. Senegal international, the most fouled player, not just in Ligue 1, but in any of Europe's big five leagues this season. There's another one. Nicolas. In charge at Montpellier these days, son of Louis Nicolas, late former president. Question is, who got the last touch? I think it may well have been Le Talek. Rennes saved by the offside flag, and now they have a free kick here on the near side, which Ben Arfa will deliver. It's a very poor ball in from Ben Arfa. Leconte gives it early to Hilton. Now the challenge from beIN. From behind, Renandy Delors. Not much doubt about that one. A clear foul from the Algerian international. Renandy Delors still on the ground in some agony. Talking to for Rami beIN. Montpellier will deliver this. Not such a good ball in that time. Picked up by Sarr. Midway through the first half here, Montpellier 0, Rennes 1. If you're just joining us, Ben Arfa's 25-yard strike in the 5th minute, which was deflected in. Second goal in Ligue 1 this season. He also scored in the Europa League, a penalty in the victory against the Czech team at Jablonec, which gave Rennes the perfect start in their Europa League campaign, albeit since then they've lost 3 on the bounce. Traoré infield towards Ben Arfa, might fancy another one, and the shot from outside the box this time is dragged wide. Well, Rennes having space to play into. Amari Traoré getting forward well. Ben Arfa only had one thing on his mind there. Hilton. Ball forward from Hilton, too long in the end for Aguilar to keep in. See this Ben Arfa chance again. May have been better off trying to beat Leconte on the other side. Encouraging anyway for Ben Arfa and for Rennes. Player whose form has been patchy since he signed. He was a free agent, of course, after a couple of disastrous seasons with Paris Saint-Germain. His aim at Rennes is to rediscover the form he showed at Nice 3 seasons ago, when he was one of the outstanding players in Ligue 1. Really earned that move to PSG, which was a highly lucrative move for him under freedom of contract. Delors looking for Laborde, for once those two not on the same wavelength. Congre as well. Montpellier looking to keep the pressure on here. Pedro Mendes. Across to Aguilar on the far side. Here's Montpellier. Sarr skips away from Oyongo, gives it to Ben Arfa and gets it back again. Sarr doing really well. He's won the free kick up against Damien Le Tallec, and it will be a yellow card for the Montpellier midfielder. Rennes somehow managing to keep possession. Surrounded by Montpellier defenders. There Ismaïla Sarr, caught by a swing of the leg from Le Tallec, and there's another foul on the Senegalese international. He's been fouled 43 times this season before today. Well, there's a couple more now already this afternoon. Benjamin Lecomte having to organise his wall, one of the finest goalkeepers in the French top flight, who was rewarded with a call-up to the full France squad at the beginning of the season. Grenier standing over this free kick. He's shown in the past that he can be brilliant from a dead ball, and that was an awkward one for the goalkeeper. Lecomte doing well to bat it away, and it's turned behind for a corner. Oh, the best part of 35 yards out. Clément Grenier there. It was awkward but near enough to the goalkeeper for Lecomte to deal with it. Good goalkeeping. Bourigeau's corner. Headed away at the near post by Gaëtan Laborde, and Montpellier have got themselves a free kick. The pressure is off. Here's Le Tallec. That will run through to Tomasz Kubek in goal. Hasn't really had much to do yet, the Rennes keeper, Damien Da Silva. Looks frustrated, doesn't he, Michel de Zakarian? Da Silva giving that ball away. An opportunity for the home team, perhaps. Sabri Lamouchi urging his defence to get back in position. Mendes. Rennes happy for Montpellier to have possession in areas where they're not going to hurt the away team. Mendes across to Daniel Congre, a veteran himself, just 33 though, compared to the 41 years of the man on the ball now, Hilton. Seems like a youngster. These two defenders have well over 800 appearances in the top flight of French football between them. Back to Traoré. Letton in the middle, the Rennes president. And on the right of him, Sylvain Armand, the former Rennes Paris Saint-Germain defender. Four attempts on goal from Rennes in the opening stages of this game. Not a single attempt from Montpellier, apart, of course, from the offside goal. Kept in by Ben Arfa. Here he is on the ball again. Rennais looking for Sarr. Sliding challenge by Hilton, and it's a foul by Andre. The referee playing the advantage. Mollet. Mendes. Aguilar gets the cross in this time, and the header is over the bar from Andy Delors. He got caught underneath that ball. That's a bit better from the home team. Even if the header was well over the bar. Good play from Ruben Aguilar. Another of the most underrated players in the top flight of French football, the right wing back. Andy Delors unable to convert the cross, but one of the first times that Sabri Lamouchi's team have really found themselves under pressure. It was a poor kick that from Tomáš Kubek, the Czech goalkeeper, who has reclaimed the gloves after a brief spell where Abdoulaye Diallo was preferred to him between the posts. Delors taking on Da Silva. He's won the free kick there. It's good play from Andy Delors. Daniel Da Silva covering. Just a bit too slow against the Montpellier striker. Two players who used to play up in Normandy with Caen. Florent Mollet with another chance to deliver the set piece here. He really can whip in a fine ball. It's an excellent ball that time from Mollet. And Kubek doing just enough to cover his near post. The referee has given a goal kick. In fact, it was Delors trying to help it in with his chest. It may have come off his arm. It's been given as a Rennes goal kick, which has not gone down too well with the home fans behind the goal there. Ben Sebaini. Rennes leading thanks to that early Ben Arfa goal and creating the majority of the chances. Montpellier looking dangerous from Mollet's dead ball deliveries. Hilton wins the header. Helped on by Le Tallec. Away by Ben Sebaini. On by Mendes. Neither team able to get the ball under control. One in the air by Mecher, but he's conceded the free kick in the process. He caught Gaëtan Laborde, and he gets a yellow card. Centre-back from Mozambique. His home country chasing a place at next year's Africa Cup of Nations, but behind in their qualifying group with just one round of games remaining. Expanded competition to be held in Cameroon at the end of the season. As always, there'll be heavy representation of players from Ligue 1 involved. Mollet goes for goal himself that time. That was a wild effort from Florent Mollet. Provided more assists than anybody else in the Montpellier team this season, but scoring goals, something he perhaps still needs to improve upon. On by Bourigeaud. Ben Arfa trying to get it back to Benjamin Bourigeaud. It's picked up by Aguilar. Gaëtan Laborde will keep this alive. Digs out the cross as well. Nearly found Delors in the middle. Mullet's attempted shot is blocked. And it will run behind in the end for a goal kick, but Montpellier are gradually coming into this game. Gaëtan Laborde looking for his strike partner Delors in the middle. Koubek was caught underneath the cross. And it was Bourigeaud with the block on Mullet's effort. Very difficult technique to pull off that for Florent Mullet. It's a bit different this for Montpellier to what we've seen at home, at least this season, to find them chasing the game like this. It's a big test of their ability. Milton giving it to Daniel Congré. Oyongo came off Oyongo on its way behind. Amari Traoré has the throw. Sabri Lamouchi looks agitated down there. Test of his managerial capabilities this season, of course, for Sabri Lamouchi. His first full season in charge. Michel Daza-Carrion in his second campaign at the helm here in Montpellier. His team have completed more of their passes this afternoon, that tells us, but still they trail. Del Castillo, Sarr waiting in the middle. Ben Arfa. Don't think he kept that ball in play, Hatem Ben Arfa. Traoré. Forward by Da Silva towards Andre. Chance for Sarr to show his pace. He's been fouled again, this time by Daniel Congré, and it will be a card for him too. Well, it's no exaggeration to say that Ismaïla Sarr strikes fear into opposition defences. Once again, the Senegal winger is fouled, albeit like the two of them were trying to hold off one another there. Ben Arfa and Bourigeaud standing over the free kick. Second goal for Rennes before the break would do them very nicely indeed. In front of their very small band of travelling supporters, Benjamin Lecomte organising his wall. Ben Arfa will take this, and he tries to beat Lecomte at his near post. Slipped by Oyongo, and Traoré is away. Sarr to get it back to Amari Traoré. Bourigeaud. Interception by Mullet. Mullet asking a bit too much of Gaëtan Laborde. Ben Sebaini covering. Rennais. Cross through Damien Da Silva. Here's Amari Traoré. Excellent ball forward from Traoré. Andre's shot. An easy save for Lecomte once again. Del Castillo to Andre, the captain, infield to Grenier. It's a good ball through for Del Castillo. Sarr waiting in the middle. Needed a much better cross than that. Cleared by Hilton. Collected by Mullet. Oyongo. Oyongo gets it back from Laborde. Cross is a decent one. Header out by Rennais. Well, Montpellier trailing, and they've had a tremendous start to the season. Third of the way into the campaign. It's already their best ever start to a campaign, with one exception. The 2011-12 season, when they quite remarkably won the title ahead of Paris Saint-Germain under René Girard. Team featuring the likes of Olivier Giroud and Younes Belhanda. They've just about all gone from that team. Vitorino Hilton, of course, is a survivor. Suleiman Camara on the bench today as well. Brilliant control from Benjamin André. Shame about the shot that followed. Sumptuous takedown from the Rennes skipper. Still, that early goal is all that separates the teams as half-time approaches. Sarr, André, Damian da Silva. Happy to go back the way to Mesher. Michel Derzakarian played for Montpellier for a long time, after a similarly long spell at Nantes before that. Won the league title with the Canaries. I was at Montpellier when they won the French Cup in 1990. Appeals for a free kick. Waved away by the referee, who was well positioned. Here comes Ben Arfa. Looking for Traoré inside him. Good defending from Pedro Mendes. Mollet. Gets it back from Delors. Hilton. Hilton again. Ball towards Oyongo. Montpellier still not mustered an attempt on target today, apart from that offside goal. Their greatest strength is their defence. They've had some terrific victories already this season. 3-0 here in the derby against Nîmes, right up there. 3-0 away at Toulouse a month ago, and 3-0 at home against Marseille at the beginning of this month. Foul by Ismail Assar. Here's Le Tallec to Mendes. Hilton. Kept alive by Congre. Gives it to Ambroise Oyongo. Another one by Da Silva. André. Bourigeaud. Ben Arfa and Romain Del Castillo with lots of space to run into here. Cross looking for Sarr in the box. It was won by Hilton, crucially, for Montpellier. Ben Arfa appealing for a handball there. He's the only one doing so. Mollet. Elias Skiri. Youth product who went to the World Cup with Tunisia. Skiri to Hilton. Rennes compact, well organised, proving very difficult to break down. It's a loose ball, collected by Andre. Really well played again from Benjamin Andre. Ismail Assar has the pace to run in behind the Montpellier defence. Del Castillo supporting him. Assar was coming back from an offside position, I think, in the final minute of the first half, and there shouldn't be too much time added on. Through Suleiman Camara, among the Montpellier substitutes watching on today. Wrapped up warm on the bench. Sun is out though, here at the Stade de la Mosson. One last chance perhaps for Montpellier before the break. The speculative effort, not dealt with by the goalkeeper, who was, I think, caught out by the sun in his eyes. And Andy Delors takes full advantage. An equalising goal from Montpellier right on the stroke of half-time. Well, Sabri Lamouchi, the Rennes coach, will be disgusted by that. A speculative attempt. Should have been an easy take for the goalkeeper, Tomasz Koubek. And instead, all he could do was simply tee up Andy Delors to score. It's a sixth of the season for the striker on loan from Toulouse. He was never going to miss that one. Perfect end to the first half for the home team. But the last action of the opening 45 minutes, Rennes getting the early goal and looking to be very much on top until Tomasz Koubek was caught out by that speculative effort right at the end of the first period, and Andy Delors equalising. Hatem Ben Arfa's deflected effort, which had put Rennes in front in the 5th minute, is 1-1 at the break here.
Un gros ouf de soulagement parce qu'on va pas se mentir, on dit cette première période elle était compliquée pour Montpellier.
For the home team because it hadn't been an easy first half for you.
On sentait qu'à chaque contre ils étaient dangereux, ils nous attendaient bien.
We could feel that each counter-attack they were dangerous.
Voilà, on est mal rentré dans ce match.
We started the match badly.
Occasions. Moi le premier, j'en manque une.
We've had a few chances.
Voilà, ça fait du bien, on revient dans le match.
I missed one too, but it's good for us to be back in the game now.
À nous d'en profiter.
C'était le bon moment, merci beaucoup Andy, on vous laisse aller souffler, on va enchaîner avec Benjamin Bourigeaud. Benjamin, je vais quand même vous la poser la question, même si ce but il change un peu les choses, mais on avait l'impression que le Stade Rennais avait pris beaucoup de plaisir à jouer dans cette première période.
Rennes had been really enjoying themselves out there in the first half before that goal.
Face à une belle équipe.
Yeah, we've been very disciplined against a very good team.
Tout seul parce qu'on a la main mise sur le ballon.
Put ourselves in trouble all by ourselves.
On a quelques occasions qu'on n'arrive pas à concrétiser, mais
had a few chances which we couldn't take.
Dans les dernières secondes qui nous fait un peu mal, mais bon voilà, il va falloir se remobiliser.
Hurts us a bit.
Même visage en deuxième mi-temps en étant un peu plus solide parce que le but est vraiment évitable.
In the second half and not concede avoidable goals like that one. Montpellier 1, Rennes 1 then, and Montpellier might feel they deserve to be back level. They'd had more of the possession. Attempts on goal, 6 apiece, but that Delors goal, the first attempt on target for the home team. 3 attempts on target for Rennes. And in terms of fouls committed, 8 by the away side, 5 by Montpellier. 2 yellow cards for the home team and 1 for the visitors. Let's take a look at the first half highlights then. Great start to the game for Rennes today, ahead in the 5th minute. Benjamin Andre finding Amari Traoré coming forward down the right-hand side. His attempted cross comes off Oyongo, falls for Ben Arfa, who still has a lot of work to do here. 25 yards out, sees the shooting opportunity. And an effort which would have been an easy save, I think, for Benjamin Lecomte, finding the net, thanks to a big deflection of Pedro Mendes here. Montpellier thought they'd got themselves back on level terms when Damien Le Tallec turned in for Moulet's fine free kick delivery, but the assistant referee had raised the offside flag very early. A couple of players in offside positions who threw themselves at that ball. And the decision stood. Not far away from an equaliser from another Moulet free kick. Delors tried to turn in with his chest. I think he ended up putting it wide with his arm. Frustration for Michel Derzakarian, the home coach, but Montpellier kept going. Florent Moulet heavily involved. Ruben Aguilar coming forward down the right-hand side. He played it back to Damien Le Tallec for the shot, which Koubek made a complete mess of. And there was Delors on hand to score his 6th goal of the season. Same tally as his strike partner Gaëtan Laborde. And parity restored right on half-time. Yes, welcome back to the Stade de la Mosson, where the Montpellier players appear the more eager to make their way out for the second half. And a quick warm-up before proceedings begin again. 1-1 at the break between these two teams. Well, if it stays this way, then Montpellier will certainly not finish the weekend in second place in the Ligue 1 table. They'll be behind Lyon and possibly behind Lille, depending on what happens when they play Nice later. Plenty of incentive then for the home team to go on and win this game. Montpellier surely have the momentum after getting that equalising goal right at the end of the first half, courtesy of Andy Delors, after the mistake by Tomasz Kubek in his defence, probably unsighted by the low sun. And he's at the other end of the pitch now. The end where Hatem Ben Arfa got the early goal to put Rennes in front here. see Benjamin Lecomte having to shield his eyes from the sun now. It could be an awkward second half for him. Montpellier goalkeeper. Bourigeaud looks for Del Castillo. Bourigeaud gets it back from Rennais, and now with Rami Bensebaini. Another aimless ball forward from Bensebaini. The second time now with Rennais. It was a shame to see the empty seats here at the Stade de la Mosse on the far side of the ground. Actually, the upper tiers there are closed off. Capacity is reduced as a result. Montpellier, not one of France's biggest cities, and football competes with rugby here for prominence. Other sports as well, handball, volleyball. Team, not traditionally one of the more successful French clubs, but of course recent memories of that incredible title win live on. Molle with a good ball. It's picked up by Aguilar. Aguilar taking on Del Castillo, does well to get the cross in. It's blocked by Bensebaini. Skiri, and he is Skiri with the shot, always rising. Rennes supporters draped in the Brittany flag. Del Castillo, summer signing by Rennes, playing on the left flank today, effectively a wing-back, and might have expected a warm welcome here because, well, he belonged to Lyon. He was on loan at Nîmes last season, helping them win promotion to the top division, and as the meeting of Montpellier and Nîmes recently, earlier this season, displayed, there is no love lost between the two regional rivals. Pedro Mendes, away from Bourigeaud. It's a lovely touch into the path of Laborde. Big opportunity for Delors to turn it in, and that strike partnership comes good again. Laborde with the assist, and Delors with his second of the game. And Montpellier have come from behind to lead here. A beautifully constructed goal. Pedro Mendes involved. Brilliant touch by Skiri, which took a deflection off Bensebaini, a crucial deflection, as it turned out. No offside against Gaëtan Laborde. He was played on by Traoré on the far side. And Laborde cutting it back for Delors to score. It's the 7th goal of the campaign for the striker. And it's 2-1 Montpellier. The referee just checking with the video assistant that all is in order with the goal. Confirmation that the goal is good. And another one from Delors. This fruitful strike partnership delivering again. Montpellier fans in fine voice gave themselves everything to do by conceding that early goal here. Rennes' confidence is a little fragile, and that is pretty evident the way the game has gone. Should have been in front at half-time, and now within a few minutes of the second half being underway, they find themselves trailing. Can they get back into the game against a Montpellier team with a mean defence? Laborde finding Delors, Aguilar coming forward down the right again. Rennes struggling to clear their lines. Picked up by Delors once more. He's on a hat-trick, of course. Delors whips it in. Michel sliding in. Aguilar's effort is blocked. It's collected by Andre. And now Rennes will look to break with Amari Traoré. Expert covering from Hilton. Montpellier have themselves a free kick, and gives us a chance to see that superb defending from Hilton once again up against Sarr. Skiri's flick creating the opening, came off Ben Sebaini into the path of Gaëtan Laborde. He's got 6 goals this season. Delors now has 7. Rennes very much up against it. They lost just one of the last 6 league games before today, even if wins have been few and far between. Just 2 wins in 10 altogether. In all competitions. Very patchy start to the campaign for the Brittany team. They haven't managed to put together back-to-back wins at any point this season. And, well, they look to be in decent enough shape before a 3-1 home defeat against Paris Saint-Germain in late September. Set them back somewhat. 2 wins in 11, in fact, in all competitions, with the last game being that draw against Nantes. And in the Europa League, they are already staring at an early exit from that competition, despite beating Jablonec in their first group game. They were beaten away by Astana, a long trip to Kazakhstan, and then beaten home and away by Dynamo Kiev. It means they're 5 points adrift of the top 2 places in the group, with just 2 games left. If they can get a result away against Jablonec on Thursday, will keep their hopes alive, if only just. And it would be a real setback for them to be eliminated from the Europa League in the group stage. It's not been a glorious European campaign yet for French clubs anyway. As Laborde comes forward, still going, brilliant play from Laborde. And a good save by Quebec. Gaëtan Laborde fancying getting his name on the score sheet as well. Here's Andre. Ben Arfa. forward looking for Delors. Damian Da Silva did enough. Kubek has come out of his penalty area there. Finds Rennais. Rennes seem to have lost their confidence, a bit of their cool as well in possession. The next goal will be crucial. Montpellier get it. Hard to see Rennes coming back from that. Montpellier just need to maintain their concentration. Benjamin Lecomte nearly getting himself into trouble. Sabri Lamouchi seen his side throw away their advantage. Great run by Laborde, right through the middle. No question that his decision to leave Bordeaux for Montpellier in August has really taken his career on. Talek giving it to Mendes. Aguilar. Pedro Mendes again. Looking for Oyongo on the far side. It's cut out by Traoré. Poor ball. Looking for Ben Arfa. And Hatem Ben Arfa may have got the opening goal, but again looks off the pace really today. Sabri Lamouchi with food for thought. Has options that he could turn to on the bench. Jordi Sibachou was a big money summer signing. After doing very well for Reims in their run to promotion last season, then by Nyon. Here's another attacking option available on the bench for Sabri Lamouchi. Pedro Mendes hurt himself, the Portuguese defender. Caught by Ismail Assar, it was. Collision as Lecomte came to clear. Playing against his old team today, Pedro Mendes. Bit of reorganisation perhaps for Rennes. Clément Grenier passing on some instructions. Del Castillo taking the throw. Grenier. Get the break of the ball here, Grenier. Good defending on the edge of the box from Le Talek. Delors to Florent Mollet. Benjamin Andre sliding in. Comprehensively won the ball there, Andre. It's just a throw, which Aguilar takes. Delors looking for Mollet. No ball in from Mollet. Stopped by Mecher. Montpellier still have the momentum, no question of that. How crucial was that equalising goal right at the end of the first half. Knocked the wind out of the Rennes sails. Hilton forward towards Oyongo, cut out by Traoré. Montpellier with a bit more of the possession. They'd already been growing into the game before they got the equalising goal. Andre caught by Mollet. Aguilar does well. Back to Lecomte. One in the air by Laborde. Michel lets it drop. Aguilar. Hooked on by Mollet. Andy Delors on the right-hand side, looking for Laborde in the middle. Wants to see his strike partner get on the score sheet. Gaëtan Laborde. An assist for the second goal. Mollet. A decent effort from Florent Mollet. A lovely player. And good to see him getting an extended run in the top flight after being part of the Metz team who were relegated last season. Loose ball that from Clément Grenier, gifting Mollet the opportunity. Del Castillo ending up on the ground. It's cleared by Mendes. One in the air by Mecher. Del Castillo again. Bourigeaud. Del Castillo losing out. One by Aguilar. Really well played by Gaëtan Laborde to fashion some space for himself. Traoré. Delors trying to force it through to Gaëtan Laborde. Picked up by Del Castillo. Here's Ben Arfa. Bourigeaud. Andre flighted up towards Bourigeaud. Aguilar. Montpellier in control. Hooked on by Mollet for Aguilar again. Those two linking up very nicely. Aguilar wins the free kick. Foul committed by Romain Del Castillo. Well, there's Sabri Lamouchi feeling the pressure. Summer signings haven't gelled. 4 of them in his starting lineup today. Ben Arfa, the biggest name perhaps, but none of them have really quite worked out thus far. Florent Mollet whips in the free kick, a terrific ball again. Hilton won it in the air. Delors, what a hat-trick, remember, appeals, hopeful appeals for a handball. Delors still has it, it's a good ball in too. And neither Letalec nor Laborde in the middle able to make anything of it. Not the first time today that Florent Mollet has delivered a wicked ball from a set piece. Ben Arfa, again, just not on the same wavelength as his teammates. Mollet. Nyongo to Skiri. Delors with a brace after Hatem Ben Arfa's opener. Montpellier in front. They're preparing a change as well. Paul Lannes is going to come on. The number 7. Grenier. Mesher. Just hasn't been much fluidity about Rennes in the second half. They haven't recovered from the loss of those 2 goals just either side of the interval. And I feel they need to change something. Last away outing in the league was a decent display in winning 2-1 at Caen. Del Castillo losing out to Aguilar. Good challenge from the Montpellier wing-back. As we see the chance at the other end a few moments ago, Hilton winning the header from the Mollet free kick, and Da Silva with an important touch away. Montpellier now making the change. It's Damien Letalec coming off. A player who began his career with Rennes, went on to play under Jurgen Klopp at Borussia Dortmund, and is finally now establishing himself in Ligue 1. Letalec, he makes way for Paul Lann in midfield, and Rennes bringing the changes as well. Romain Del Castillo making way for the young midfielder James Lea Siliki. And Hatem Ben Arfa coming off too. Whistles around the Stade de la Mosson. He got the goal, but another disappointing day at the office really for Hatem Ben Arfa. And he is replaced by Adrien Hunou. We'll see how those changes affect Rennes' tactical setup. Hatem Ben Arfa. We'll watch the final quarter of this game from the dugout. Here by Laborde. Nearly gets to the loose ball as well. Picked up by Clément Grenier now. Andre. Lea Siliki, the substitute. Back to Mesher. Grenier. Inviting ball in, might fall for Bourigeaud. Really important sliding challenge that from Mendes, but a penalty has been given. Ismail Assar, the most fouled player in any of Europe's Big 5 leagues this season, brought down in the box, and the referee in no doubt whatsoever. The ball came from Grenier's inviting ball into the penalty area looking for Bourigeaud, and it was Paul Lann, who's just come on as a substitute, who made contact with Ismail Assar after Mendes had blocked the Bourigeaud shot. He didn't get to the ball, Lann. He did play the man. And the referee had a clear view of this. And there was enough contact. With 20 minutes left. A get out of jail card for Rennes, who've not really looked like getting an equalising goal since falling behind. Benjamin Bourigeaud will take the penalty. Amid the whistles and jeers of the home support. Bourigeaud against Benjamin Lecomte, and he scores, sends the keeper the wrong way. And Rennes are back on level terms. Relief for their coach, Sabri Lamouchi. Coolly converted by Bourigeaud. Second goal of the campaign for him. All set now for a thrilling finale to this game. Montpellier want the 3 points, and Rennes really could do with the victory as well. This game very much up for grabs. Here's Mollet. Cross in from the left, one in the air by Mesher. Mendes trying his luck from range. Header away by Lea Siliki, who was fouled, and that will be a free kick. Not a great introduction to the game for Paul Lann. Been on the field barely 2 minutes, having replaced Damien Le Tallec when he gave away the penalty. Cut back for Bourigeaud, and it's whipped just wide from Benjamin Bourigeaud. And Ismail Assar beginning to cause real problems for the Montpellier defence. That is a measure of his enormous potential. Bourigeaud not too far away from putting Rennes in front again. So once more, Rennais. Oh, he was through. He was denied by Lecomte before the offside flag came up belatedly. Certainly was in an offside position, the substitute. "74 minutes gone at the Stade de la Mosson, and the moment for Montpellier fans around the ground to pay tribute to the late president of the club, Louis Nicolin, who became president in 1974 and died last year at the age of 74. Mendes with the ball in. Rennes on the break. Here's Bourigeaud. Sarr up in support. Lea Siliki behind him. Bourigeaud ending up on the ground in the box. He wanted a penalty. The referee, who again, to be fair to him, was perfectly placed, waving play on. Back come Montpellier with Mollet. Oyongo is outside him. Ambroise Oyongo. Looking for Laborde, good covering from Da Silva. Here's Benjamin Andre. Congré will give it back to Lecomte. Lecomte was caught by the sliding challenge. This was why Benjamin Bourigeaud wanted another penalty. Nothing in that. And time for Montpellier to make another change. Paul Lannes has gone straight off here. He's been replaced by Junior Sambia. Well, not a particularly successful cameo for Lannes. He's obviously suffered an injury, it looks like his groin. Meanwhile, whistles around the ground as Benjamin Bourigeaud, who scored the penalty to make it 2-2, is replaced by Jakob Johansson. Summer signing who started in the derby against Nantes before the international break, dropping out of the lineup today. Swedish international coming on for the closing stages. Ice applied by Paul Lannes, who lasted less than 10 minutes, gave away the penalty. And now looks set to face possible injury layoff. Groin strain is not something that will go away easily. Traoré could be through. Really important sliding challenge from Daniel Congre. Terrific running down the right-hand side. And what about that for a tackle? Just at the point of shooting. Traoré denied by some expert defending. Rennais to take the corner. Turned away by Skiri. Comes out to Johansson. Oh, worth a try. Jakob Johansson, another of Rennes' summer signings. Didn't feature in the early weeks of the campaign after arriving injured. Former AEK Athens player. Sambia. Trying to thread it through towards Laborde, but amazing the way the pendulum swings in football. Rennes hadn't looked like scoring. Suddenly they got the penalty. No, they seem to sense that they can win this game, but it really could go either way. The final 10 minutes, Aguilar wins the corner. Ben Sebaini sliding in to make the block. Is there to be a winner today? Wallet's corner, Hilton at the back post, away by Andre. Ismail Assar. Here's Oyongo. Sambia. Skiri. Looking to play the 1-2 with Gaëtan Laborde. Aguilar, pressure still on here. Mollet, a cross towards the far post which nearly caught out Quebec. Delors just unable to keep that ball in play. He's put in a tremendous shift today. Mollet. Here's Grenier, Traoré. Grenier just stepping on with Johansson playing behind him since his introduction. beIN now. So looking to spin away from Hilton, and he wins another free kick. Be time for Montpellier to make another change. Have to wait until the free kick has been taken to send on Petar Škuletic. Grenier is going to take the free kick, but Montpellier will make the change first, and Andy Delors is a player coming off another terrific shift from him today. Scored both of the home team's goals from close range, that equaliser, and then that the goal that had them in front early in the second half. Andy Delors, Montpellier's leading scorer with 7 goals this season, 1 more than his strike partner Gaëtan Laborde, and Petar Škuletic, so regular off the bench this season. Serbian forward comes on for the closing stages. Grenier's free kick, an awkward one again for Lecomte. Pedro Mendes completes the clearance. Reaching for his pocket, another card produced. Pedro Mendes just back from suspension. Portuguese international. He's the 3rd Montpellier player to be cautioned today for that challenge on James Lea Siliki. Good save by Lecomte. Grenier coming close from a free kick for the 2nd time today. Grenier will deliver this free kick as well, from wide on the left. Again, he's gone for goal. I think he knew exactly what he was doing there, Clément Grenier. Great to see him back playing regular Ligue 1 football again. Relaunched his career with Guingamp in the second half of last season. He really lost his way at Lyon after an extremely promising start to his career. Pedro Mendes. 2-2 this Sunday afternoon here in the south of France between Montpellier and Rennes. A result which ultimately I think Rennes will be happier with. Montpellier's push towards the top of the table has stalled. Unless they can find a winning goal. Michel Carrion's team have a trip to Monaco to come next weekend. December, a busy time for Ligue 1 clubs. A bit less so for Montpellier because, of course, they're not in Europe this season. They're already out of the Coupe de la Ligue. But there will be 5 matches in December for them before Christmas and the winter break. So they've got Lille at home and Paris Saint-Germain away in that time as well. Skiri, Congre. Well, Rennes have had more shots on target, 5-4. One of those, of course, the penalty that brought them back on level terms. Andre for Ismail Assar. Such a danger. Good block by Hilton. Not much gets past him, even at the ripe old age of 41, the former Marseille centre-back. Time for Rennais to deliver another dead ball here from the corner. Can Rennes snatch all 3 points? Rennais' ball in. Takes a couple of ricochets in the penalty box, and now Montpellier will look to break with Junior Sambia. Skuletic looking to get it back to his fellow substitute. Sambia trying to dig out the cross. Cleared away by Mesher, picked up by Amari Traoré. Siliki fancies the shot from range. Well, it was a very decent attempt as well from the substitute. 30 yards from goal. And Benjamin Lecomte was right behind it, doing all he could. Minutes are almost up here. Rennais' ball in, the header from Andre. By no means the tallest player on the field. Is that kept in by Damien Da Silva? It was, and it's gone behind for another corner. Rennes keeping the pressure on. Three minutes of stoppage time. Corner whipped in. Picked up by Sambia. I thought he had it anyway. Andre back the way to Mesher. Rennes have come from behind and look set to leave Montpellier today with a point, but let's not forget that they went in front here today. And already big trouble. Nearly from Lecomte. Congre making sure that that mix-up did not prove too costly. But Rennes had already conceded 15 points from winning positions in Ligue 1 this season. Well, couple more dropped today by the looks of it, but it could have been worse, of course, for them. They looked to be down and out when they fell behind at the start of the second half. They won the penalty thanks to Ismail Assar. Bourigeaud converted it coolly. We've looked at the more likely team since then. And here come Montpellier, still time. Sambia losing out to Johansson, collected by Andre. Lea Siliki with space, and Traoré with space on the far side as well. Might fancy a shot from range here. It's always rising though from Amari Traoré. Well, he's worked ever so hard today, Amari Traoré, but scoring goals is not the Malians' strong point. Yet to score a Ligue 1 goal since joining Rennes from Reims before the start of last season. Bensebaini. Ball will run through to Lecomte, and I think that is probably that for today's game. 2-2 between these two teams. Fairly evenly matched sides as well, even if Montpellier were on top for spells. Rennes have had their spells too, in which they've been the better team. And the point will do them a lot of good. They're getting harder and harder to beat. Sabri Lamouchi's side after a real wobble in September. Montpellier, though, have been in superb form at home. But after losing away at Angers just before the international break, they couldn't get the 3 points today, despite Andy Delors' brace. Goals which came in between Hatem Ben Arfa's deflected opener and the Benjamin Bourigeaud penalty in the 71st minute here, which make the final score at the Stade de la Mosson Montpellier 2, Rennes 2. And that means that Montpellier missed the chance to end the weekend in second place. An entertaining contest, and certainly positives to take from it for both teams. Montpellier will move on to a trip to Monaco next weekend. Monaco fresh from getting their first win under Thierry Henry yesterday away against Caen, but they have a Champions League game to come in midweek, while Montpellier will have a full midweek to prepare for that game. Rennes are at home to Strasbourg next weekend, but before they play that fixture, they have a very important game to come in the Europa League, away to Jablonec in the Czech Republic on Thursday, when they have to win to keep alive their chances of progressing to the knockout phase and avoiding the fate of Marseille and Bordeaux, who are eliminated already in the group stage of that competition. Onwards and upwards then for these two teams after this entertaining encounter here today. Vitorino Hilton still going strong at 41, the Montpellier captain. Not much gets past him, and that strike pairing of Gaëtan Laborde and Andy Delors continuing to impress. Not a victory though for Michel Derzakarian's team, ahead of some very important games coming up between now and the winter break. The next three matches: Monaco away, Lille at home, and Paris Saint-Germain away, and then they have to travel to Nantes, Derzakarian's old team, before their final fixture ahead of the winter break at home here against Olympique Lyonnais. There is a real danger that they're going to slip back down the table a little bit by the time
Merci
we reach the
Clément de
season's
venir
halfway
nous
point. But let's hear from Clément
C'est
Grenier.
difficile en fait de vous poser une question parce que nous on a pris énormément de plaisir à suivre
really
ce match, mais
enjoyed
j'imagine qu'il y a des regrets
this game,
des deux
but
côtés.
I imagine there are regrets for both teams.
Je crois qu'on fait une super entame de match.
Yeah,
on
I think we
arrive
started
à marquer.
superbly, got the goal.
Derrière, on leur a laissé un peu plus le ballon, on a reculé.
And we
On prend ce
maybe
but
let
juste
them
avant la
have the ball a
mi-temps
bit
qui,
more,
évidemment,
drop back, sat back a bit.
nous désavantage pour revenir. Et puis, bon, ce qu'il y a de bien, c'est qu'on a eu du courage pour
I
revenir.
think the good thing was that we showed courage to come back into the game.
Vous
to come from behind and take something, but it's never easy when you don't win.
Schéma tactique en remportant la victoire au milieu de terrain surtout.
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'on est arrivé à mettre notre jeu en place. On avait beaucoup travaillé cette semaine.
We put in a lot of work this week and we managed to play the game we wanted to play with the system we used. We had spaces in front of us to play a game, but then we conceded that goal, unfortunately, just before half-time. We kept pushing until the end, and maybe with a bit more precision towards the end, we really could have hurt them.
D'un point de vue personnel, dommage pour les coups de pied arrêtés.
Ouais,
and from a personal viewpoint, a shame that we're unable to score from either of those free kicks. Yeah, it's something we work on.
C'est important. Après, la prochaine fois, j'espère que ce sera au fond.
Merci
next
beaucoup,
time, hope it'll go in.
Rapidement avec Vitorino.
Just a quick word with the Montpellier captain, Vitorino Hilton. Regrets for both teams this evening.
Je pense que la deuxième mi-temps, on a mérité largement de l'emporter le match.
I think when you look at the second half, we really thoroughly deserved to win the game. We're punished for the mistake for the penalty.
Bon, on perd pas malgré tout. Allez,
But
on a un petit
despite
point
everything,
aujourd'hui,
we've
donc
not lost.
on va continuer.
Vito,
We'll
ce sera
keep
ma
going.
dernière question justement. Vous étiez proche de cette action-là. Est-ce que pour vous, il y a penalty ou pas?
Was there a penalty for you? You were close to it.
On connaît ça dès qu'il est dans la surface. C'est un attaquant, il cherche à
know,
tomber. Donc
in the
après,
penalty
c'est pas
box,
sur contact. Parce que nous, on voit
forward
juste une fois.
will look to
on
go
voit
down,
pas
look for the
la-
touch.
C'est la télé, il y a eu vraiment penalty, mais bon. Aujourd'hui, avec la VAR,
Don't know if there was really a penalty, but nowadays with
faut qu'on accepte.
VAR,
Merci beaucoup, Vitorino.
you have to accept it. Is football really changing? Hilton very much in the twilight years of his career. Has been for some time. At the age of 41, he plays on. And it finishes 2-2 here today. Montpellier with 51% of the possession, with both sides having 15 shots on goal. Montpellier with just 4 on target. And 6 on target for Rennes. Pretty even contest in the end. Montpellier did have 3 yellow cards to 1 for the visitors. And it finishes in a 2-2 draw. Let's just take a look at the goals again. Then Ben Arfa with the 5th minute opener, the shot from 25 yards, deflecting in of Pedro Mendes. I think without that deflection, would have been a comfortable save for Benjamin Lecomte. Montpellier having to come from behind. They got level right on half-time. Damien Letellec's shot not dealt with by Tomasz Kubek. And Monty Delors was on hand to pounce and score, and then Skiddy's flick into the path of Gaëtan Laborde, who set up Delors to make it 2-1 Montpellier. 4 minutes into the second half, his 7th goal of the season, set up by his strike partner. Those two working together really well, but Rennes got level with 19 minutes remaining. Ismail Assar going down in the box under the challenge from the substitute Paul Lannes, who just come on. And Benjamin Bourigeaud sending Lecomte the wrong way from 12 yards to make it 2-2. A draw then here at the Stade de la Mosson today. And meanwhile, Nice and Lille just about to kick off at the other end of France's Mediterranean coast at the Allianz Riviera. Amiens play Marseille this evening. Remember, Lyon beat Saint-Etienne 1-0 in the derby on Friday. Edinson Cavani's goal giving Paris Saint-Germain a 1-0 win over Toulouse yesterday. They still have a perfect record. Thierry Henry getting his first win as Monaco coach, 1-0 at Caen in another notable result yesterday. Paris Saint-Germain have 42 points. Lyon 27, they're up to second. Montpellier third on 26, but Lille on 26 as well. They're about to kick off. They can climb into second place if they take at least a point from their trip to Nice. Saint-Etienne have 23 points. Marseille 22 before playing later at Amiens. And meanwhile, Rennes are 13th in the table on 17 points. 5 points clear of the bottom 3, with Dijon in the relegation playoff places, 7 points above Monaco and the automatic relegation places. Monaco still in the drop zone despite that win yesterday at Caen.